They say if education is a gateway to opportunities, coding has become a premium pass to those opportunities, a pass that will get you to the front line. But at what age should you learn how to code? If your answer is 4, 5 or 6, an age where children are still learning how to spell simple words, then bear with me, for I have an unpopular opinion to share today. Hello and welcome to Gravitas Plus. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay and I have a question to ask of you. Do children really need to learn coding? I have nothing against coding, but if it comes at the expense of us ignoring the unique capabilities of our children, and especially if it becomes a tool to milk parents' fear of their children falling behind in life, something needs to be said and done. Our story begins in July 2020. This is when the Government of India introduced a new education policy. The new rules made it mandatory for schools to include coding in the curriculum starting the 6th standard. Let's first understand what coding is. What is coding? It's writing the language of software. Coding makes us create computer software, apps, even the platform where you're watching me right now. Learning how to code early is said to be useful in developing computational and creative thinking. So the government made it compulsory. The subject was made compulsory last year. But India, as you know, was under lockdown. All schools were shut. So numerous learning platforms began appearing online. Stay curious, Codingle, Techie, Code Young. You may or may not have seen their ads, but there's a fat chance you missed this one. Advertisements for White Hat Junior. Any screen we turned to, White Hat Junior popped up. Any platform we logged on to, White Hat Junior appeared. Bollywood celebrities began endorsing White Hat Junior, even if they did not have kids using it. So what is White Hat Junior? It's a 2-year-old online educational company that was launched in the United States. It targets young children to improve their coding skills. Last year, White Hat Junior was bought by Byju's, a Bengaluru-based edutech unicorn, which is perhaps the world's biggest edutech company. The acquisition was worth $300 million. $300 million. Byju's wanted to go global. White Hat Junior wanted a new and lucrative market. The merger was a win-win. Only that it wasn't. White Hat Junior's aggressive marketing campaign backfired. The shrewdly framed ads came under flack from coders and parents. Ads like these, which promised to make young kids entrepreneurs and scientists. The ads talked about Wolf Gupta, a certain 9-year-old who secured a job worth 150 crores at Google. In another ad, the same Wolf Gupta is 12 years old. In yet another, the age was 13. It did not take long for people to realize what was happening here. Wolf Gupta did not really exist. The name, the age, and the money was just meant to tap into the deepest fear of parents. Make children learn coding or they will be left behind. Enroll your child or he or she will miss out on a lucrative career. The Advertising Standards Council of India received 15 complaints against 7 such ads. It found 5 of these ads in potential violation of its codes. It forced White Hat Junior to take them down. Multiple exposés followed, multiple YouTube videos that busted the sham. White Hat Junior soon became one of the most criticized companies on the internet. But that did not do enough to change the minds of many. Most parents are still spending a fortune on crash courses that promise the moon. Courses that promise to make their children superstars like these. A 10-year-old who created a safe zone app for children. A 7-year-old who created a sign language app. A 9-year-old who created an anti-bullying app. And an 11-year-old who created a med maze app. This is from White Hat Junior's website. Now do me a favor, search for these apps on the App Store and see for yourselves how many downloads they have, how many critical reviews do they have, and the names of the companies they're actually registered in. You'll know what the reality is. And now look at how much they're charging. The most expensive package is 99,000 Indian rupees for 144 classes, 99,000 rupees. That is 3 times the average monthly salary of most Indians. The promise is you spend 99,000 rupees and your child will rake in crores. She'll be an expert in user interface, space tech, simulation, and professional game design. They say after just 8 classes, they would make game developers out of kids. And by 50 classes, your child will be running a company. If coding were really this easy, then what's the point of spending 5 years in a university learning programming? And that's not even the point here. The point is that children are not startups and parents are not angel investors. You can't raise a child like you're raising a company. Yes, coding may be essential to make your child ready for the future. Yes, it may contribute in developing computer literacy among children. It may help them make the most of technology, but at what cost? By making children hunch to computers for hours every day, by making them the exact clones of one another. Not only is this depressing, it's unfortunate. We are trying to create a generation of obedient executors, individuals who have been made to memorize coding recipes. Why? Because we were made to memorize math formulas. And coding, they say, is new age mathematics. But if making children code develops their cognitive skills, so does storytelling, so does creative writing, so does singing songs. That said, I can empathize with the anxiety that makes parents push their child towards coding. When there is a lot of noise around, it's a common temptation to dive. But pause for a moment and ask yourself 3 simple questions. 1, is your child able to explain the reasoning around coding designs being taught in simple words? What about the repercussions of increasing screen time for children, which is already awfully high? And do we really have to teach only employable skills to children, skills that may be outdated by the time your child grows up? We are living in a world of rapid transformations. What's relevant today may not be relevant tomorrow. Starting from 1949, there have been 10 new computer languages every decade. C, C++, COBOL, Python, Java, JavaScript. They keep evolving. The coding language your child learns today may not even be relevant by the time he or she gets to college. Coding will evolve with time. It won't go away anytime soon, but childhood will. So let kids play and enjoy their childhood. Let them explore before making them excel.